Howdy, y'all. It's Nicola at Tesla Art and Tesla's World. Yeah, yeah. Also known as Rusty Tess, which is a part of my real name, and so is Nicola. Well, right here, I'm trimming a book, taking the bind off, so I can hole punch them and put it in the binder. That's what I like to do to books, soft books. Put them in a binder, yeah. Normally you can take it to Kinko's or FedEx Kinko's and let them cut it with the paper, forgot what they call that device. But it's a big old platform full of paper, and they can cut bounds of paper. It's a giant paper cutter. It's on a table and it lays down. It's got a little cutting press. Little press that comes down. It's got teeth in it and it cuts the paper. The same thing that the U.S. Treasury uses to make new bills. The last time I had them do it was they cut it in the wrong place, and I had very little places to put holes without it interfering with the text. When I read books a lot, I like to put them in a bindery or something, a binder, so it's easier to read, and I'm not fighting against the book, and I can read all the front and back pages. This one's got a lot of glue in it. Probably should have took it to FedEx Kinko's and let them cut it. Sometimes in the past they let me do it because I know how to do it. But last time they wouldn't let me do it, and they did it and they screwed up my book. Trying to keep the edge so I can scan it and make a side tab for clear cover binders if I stick one in there one day. Stick this in there one day. The one that's going into right now is a 5-star fabric binder. It's got fabric on the outside. It's mostly fabric. It's not plastic. See, if you look here, I'm pretty close to the edge right here. C-clamps in the way here. You see right here, I'm pretty close to the edge. This is just tape I have. A little dotted line I put on there. So if I went to FedEx Kinko's, I'd know exactly where to cut it. But I've been putting it off for so long, and this book is hard to keep open to where I want to keep it. See right there. Well, so you guys know I'm Nicola at Tesla's World. Yeah. Also, Tesla Arc ITF. Tesla Arc Institute of Technology Foundation. In fact, this is cutting into the paper. This is just a box knife. It's a Husky one. I think I got this at Home Depot. Or it might have been Lowe's. can also get them at Harbor Freight, except for they don't have Husky on them. They're pretty much made the same way. I got one somewhere around here. Maybe it's in my car. But it's a heavy duty. I like these box knives because they're, you get a better grip on it. It's easier to change the blade out of it. See it right there? It's easier to change the blade out of it. Just pull this forward, slide it open, pull it forward, and slide that over, and pop the blade off, put a new one on there. It's a very sharp blade, brand new blade. Just to figure how to use this phone for the camera on it. Been making a few videos with it, but it seems to cut off sometimes. It's just a book, a softback book, bound. I'm cutting the edge off so I can put holes to put it inside of a binder. I decided just to do it this way just so I can get it done because I've been putting it off for too long. And it's getting more difficult to hold this book open when I go back to indexes and back to the front for the reference information. This is what I do to books, most books, bound books, mostly softbacks. I hardly buy a hardback book. If it's a hardback book, it means it's probably encyclopedia or something heavy technical. I'm getting into the paper here. You see this right here? This is glue. Yeah, it's going to take some time to get off. Don't break my blade. Oh, it was too much an effort. Take to a bookshop and let them do it. I like to do things myself, usually. That's why I like to go to FedEx Kinko's and let me use the paper press cutter. That's what I think they call it. It's mostly just glue is what this is. I'm trying to save this edge so I can scan it. Good clean scan without having to modify the picture too much. Which you're probably going to have to do anyway, it's all wrinkled up. But and make a little tab insert for a binder. The crazy stuff I do. Why do you do it, Nikki? It's just who I am. I get a mess on the floor. It's okay, it's a kitchen. It's always messy in here. This is my mechanic shop. Which you're not supposed to use. It's supposed to be a kitchen. For living, not fixing things. But I don't have a normal life. You can ask my roommate that. His name's Stanley Best. Yep, you can find him on Facebook if you look. Or my other friends. Paul Langley. Stanno ma che è ste. About right on the edge here. Around the edge of the paper. That's good. That means I'll be able to get a good clean. A lot of gap in there so that there's plenty of room between the words and where I can put the holes. Yeah. Binding holes. binder hole punch. This is just an experiment, guys. Not the book, but this video. The books I do all the time. I like to still read from a text book or graphics, or just any kind of book that has information in it. I still like to read that way. Yeah, I read a lot of ebooks and stuff like that on a computer or an e-reader tablet, but I still like this way. That way I don't have to turn a computer on or a tablet or anything like that just to read a book. I can take it out in the sun and read, or candlelight, or just turn the room light on and read from there. Spend too much time on the computer. I can't spend too much time on the computer. Mostly engineering stuff. Wiggle-wiggle-doo. Yeah, Nicola. At Tesla's World, yeah! Oh, this video's getting long. I notice that YouTube don't like long videos. Still not about to stack at. Yeah. This is a little different book. They put a lot of glue on this one. It's not really this bound with glue. I should have took it to FedEx Kinko's and to cut the edge. Take a risk of them fucking screwing it up. I was about to say a naughty word there. Oh, here we go. Got the label. You right there? That's the label. The tab. The bound part. And I gotta get all this glue off, and then it'll get me near the pages. The end of the pages. I can just pull them apart. Hole punch them, put them in the binder. Show you guys and gals a little bit of the bound binder. I'm placing it in. See, this is the glue on it. Lots of glue. A lot of thick glue here. Heck, use this glue on the leather on your car. If you can leather outside your car, it'll stick forever. Right there. This glue. Gotta trim all this glue off now. Yeah, doing it the hard way, but usually saves money. This takes a little bit of time and effort. This is how you learn things sometimes. While things are being constructed. What makes it so tough? See,
I could probably pull this out.
give myself a little bit more space. Already got the edge off. Yeah, already got the edge off there. Oh, glue over the floor now. Shreds of glue. What I need to do is look for my resistor wire somewhere and make a hot gun out of it. Hot stick, and just cut along the edge. Of course, it'll burn the pages too. Oh, I think this blade might be getting dull. Or maybe I just got to put some elbow grease into it. This is a long video. I don't have a concept of time, guys and gals. They could go by and I wouldn't even know it. Especially when I'm starting an event thing, working on something, working on my car. This book off and see. This is the book. It's Ormus. Heck, I should have took this out of here. My notes. Yeah, see, it's pretty close to the bound of the book. Heck, this tape is sticking to the cover. Not supposed to. Scotch tape. See me sticking to the cover. You see right there? It's right where the edge of the paper is, where it begins. Then I had glue on there. Right there. Sorry, you didn't see that when I was saying that before. Yeah, right there. See that little dotted line? The guy, the Kinko's that use that paper cutter, that heavy duty paper cutter table mount. But I decided to do it because I kept putting it off. Because there's a certain time of day I only like to go there, because otherwise they're too busy to help you. And you're pretty much waiting all day. If you're waiting on them to help you. Early in the morning is the best time to go there. Like if you want to make copies of something. So yeah, from a Xerox machine. So the ink's more permanent. Of course, if you got a laser printer, you can do it there too. But Yep, what's the glue? I gotta trim off of here. If I could use my file. I got my file here. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I need a rougher file. Oh, getting in 20 minutes on this video. Wow. If I have to cut it off here, it gets too long. You can't download it on YouTube. I have to put it on my website and go from there. Which I'm trying to do, learn to do anyway. So that don't have to fight with the copyright stuff because I'm the actual creator of the video. Legally, copyright's only protect if you're selling something, not necessarily if something's being used without profit. That's what the copyright's really for. If it to keep someone from making a profit off of something you created. That's what it's really for. If you go in there and read it, the copyright laws and from the Copyright Office, they'll tell you what it's really for. But I have something called resin trellises that I copyrighted back in 2011, and I can't share it on a WikiLeaks or the dictionaries because they say I have to give up my copyright. I didn't really get the copyright to protect it. I just got it to register the name because it's just a method of how I fracture water into hydrogen oxygen gases form. So video's getting too long here, so I'm going to cut it off and start a new one a little bit later and go for a walk. Well, Nicola here at Tesla's World. Yeah! You guys have an awesome day, and I'll be back soon. Another video. Later.